important that we reevaluate players' first steps within the game. It's not always clear that they should check a newly unlocked character's loadout before entering a trial. Is it not? Jesus Christ, seriously? It's not always clear that they should check a newly unlocked character's loadout before entering a trial. How the fuck do people play video games these days? So, the people... Is this telling... Are they trying to tell us here, right, that people buy characters for this game and they just fucking full send into the lobby? Don't look at anything. Don't look at the character's abilities, nothing like that. Just press the key on the keyboard. Buy, purchase, get me in game. Don't want to look at anything, you know? There are people legit buying characters and not even looking at what they do, what their existence is, what the loadout is. Fucking hell, dude. It's insane. It's actually insane. Giving these items and add-ons to newly unlocked characters allows us to highlight the basics of a character's kit, giving players something to use in their first few trials. Okay. But you're saying this, so you're saying giving these items and add-ons to newly unlocked characters allows us to highlight the basics of a character's kit, but apparently according to this, they're not even fucking looking at it, mate. So doing this is in vain, because these people will not see this shit, you know? I'm still not over this. I'm really not. It's the same thing, dude, as like playing like Marvel Rivals, and you just like you see Spider-Man and you think, yeah, there's Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man. Just pick him and just don't even look at his abilities. Don't look at fucking anything. Don't look at anything he does. Just lock him in, boot into the game, and then be completely clueless in the game because you don't know how to play him. Not even clicking the loadout tab, which is what this is implying, and just booting into the game. That's fucking insane, that, to be honest. It just makes me laugh. I can't wrap my head around it, how people like that actually exist. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't just impulsively boot into the game, see something like Dredge and think, oh fucking yes, just instantly boot this in, don't even look at anything, don't look at the abilities, don't look at the fucking perks, don't look at the characters' power, whatever, don't do it. None of that exists. Get in there, you know. And then we have a shit experience because we don't even know that this killer can teleport to lockers or something like that, you know? That's so fucking funny, dude. Right, fellas. The 8.7.0 update is here. Welcome to this channel where we present differing opinions to what may be construed within the community, as we've been previously delving our toes into, you know, to spicy reception. We're going to go through this as I always do. As I say at the beginning of every time we do these, my opinions are opinions of my own. I will never change them. I am going to be as honest as possible. I am not going to throw up smoke and mirrors. If something is shit, I will say it is shit. If it isn't, I'll praise it, you know? This is what I do. But yeah, we're just going to go through it. So we're not going to dick around too much at the beginning, we're just going to go. So the 8.7.0 update will be here before you know it, so let's take a look at the notable gameplay changes you can expect from next week's public test build, which I believe has the new Survivor in it as well, because I do think they're doing the PTB for the new Survivor next week. Including improvements we recently shared as part of our Quality of Life initiative. Right, does that mean map offerings are dead? Please tell me it is. Because I don't want to go back to the main game mode and be sent to the fucking game every 2 minutes. You may notice that in this developer update we haven't included the crunchy numbers associated with certain changes. Why? Without the context of a PTB to dive right into, specific value changes can be difficult to contextualise in the form of a blog. What? That doesn't make any sense. Without the context of a PTB to dive right into, specific value are they talking about stuff? Right, okay, no, they're talking about stuff that's going to be in the PTB. That still doesn't make any sense because you've done it in the past anyway. Right, okay, that's weird. Whatever. Read on for all the details. Yep, new features, new quest system. Added a quest menu to centralise all quest related content in one place. This replaces the daily ritual, tome challenge and event tome systems. Good. Less clutter is just better, to be honest. Quests are organised into district groups, including daily quests, distinct groups, sorry, including daily quests, rift pass quests, and event quests. Yeah, quests do not need to be selected to be considered active. All available quests are eligible for completion at all times. Wow, okay. Wait. Is that a bit too much quality of life, though? So you can do every single quest at once, apparently. Is that what that means? No, not that. Upon completion, players receive quest rewards automatically without needing to run to the quest menu. Okay, sure. Added milestone quests, which reward players for completing progressively higher amounts of common in-game actions, i.e. hooking survivors. Okay, milestone quests. Sure. Can't really comment too much on this because I don't actually know what they're talking about. Added the ability to pin multiple quests for easy reference in the lobby and match detail screen in game. Okay. Quest notifications can be toggled on or off via the graphics options menu. Change updated verbiage to use the term quest instead of ritual or challenge. Okay, so everything where challenge was just going to say quest now. If you got our latest live stream, I didn't. This is why I don't know. You know what's up. If not, check out the recording here for all details on the quest system. Right, okay. Our intention behind the system is that win or lose, we want trials to feel even more rewarding for players. Making in-game tasks and rewards easy to engage with. What this means for you is that you can complete multiple quests per trial. Good. You can pin quests to easily reference them in-game, and rewards are unlocked automatically to minimizing the amount of time you spend in menus, among other things. Checking things off your to-do list should feel snappy and rewarding, and that's what we're aiming for here, basically. Yeah. As I say, sure, you know. I didn't really, well, I didn't see the live stream anyway because I was avoiding it to not spoil Tokyo Ghoul for myself, so yeah, I'll see what that is when it comes to it. Archives time and rift changes. Extend the number of levels in Deep Rift and increase the number of available outfit variants within it. Okay. Update the final rift tier. Following the Deep Rift to act as a reputable source of blood points. Okay, so we've made that infinite, that's good. Moved access to the archives from the lobby main menu to the bottom screen menu. I don't know what the bottom screen menu is. All tome lore in the compendium is now unlocked for all players. Oh, okay, so we're not unlocking the lore anymore, it's just all there, is it? Okay, sure. Unchanged, but we feel the need to announce it. All existing tome challenges can still be completed for blood points and their page completion rewards. Like, they will not use the new quest system, meaning they must be activated one at a time and redeemed once completed. Oh, so it's a going forward change then, is it? Is that what that means? I assume. Alongside the new quest system, we've also adjusted some of the game's other menus and features with the Rift. Yeah, we're really excited about how quests will make progression more streamlined, and are happy to share that we're adding even more content into the Deep Rift to spice up those levels. That's good. I don't know what they mean by more variants though from the Deep Rift, because I assume that just means the sort of the costumes that never got Deep Rift variants will just now get Deep Rift variants, so it's going to be basically a Deep Rift variant of every single cosmetic that comes in the Rift, maybe? I think that's what this means. While the archives and compendium will remain accessible in-game, Rift progression moving forward will be handled through the quests menu. So you'll likely see less of these legacy spaces. I don't know what that means. As a fitting way to show our respect for them, previous tomes and their challenges will remain available for you to work through, and all lore is unlocked to let you walk down memory lane. Right, okay, basically we're just retiring the fucking tomes then, aren't we? Basically, this is what this is, we're just moving it towards quests. I guess the Observer just isn't coming on, boys. Yeah. So they're just redoing the entire tome archive situation. Sure. Perks preview in lobby. Here we go. So new, added a widget highlighting player's own perks in the pre-game lobby. This was a mobile game feature that we've only just added to the game. Newly unlocked survivors and killers come pre-equipped with a perk in their first slot. What? What, just one of their perks or just a random perk? There's a lot of info that newer players face when opening the game, so we want to highlight the importance of perks for them. This widget uses a visual effect to let players know if they have unused perk slots, making it easy to jump to that menu with a single click. Pre-equipping a perk for newly unlocked characters also helps ease players into the game, ensuring they won't be at a disadvantage in their first trial if they miss the perks menu. The thing is, like, it doesn't, well, I've not read on yet, but you still haven't removed the level 15 requirement to get all 4 perks, which is just dumb, like literal dumb shit. Like, I don't see why, in a game that's got this many characters now and has serious pacing issues for new players, why we're hard locking characters out of full builds until they reach level 15. Like, what's the point? You know? Like, they've not said they've removed that, they've said they've put, it says newly unlocked survivors and killers come pre-equipped with a perk in their first slot, which means it obviously still exists. It should just be, like, as soon as you unlock a new character, you buy that character with money, most of the time. You should have all the perk slots available. What the fuck, you know? Like, it's just so fucking weird. Pre-equipped items and add-ons. Newly unlocked survivors come pre-equipped with a small set of items and add-ons. Okay. As well as some extras in their inventory. So they're giving, basically, you're going to get toolboxes, medkits and stuff like that when you unlock them. That's alright, I suppose. Yeah, come equipped with a small set of add-ons. Yeah, same thing. Similar to above, as we look to the future of Dead by Daylight, it's important that we re-evaluate players' first steps within the game. It's not always clear that they should check a newly unlocked character's loadout before entering trial. Is it not? Jesus Christ, seriously? It's not always clear that they should check a newly unlocked character's loadout before entering a trial. How the fuck do people play video games these days? Seriously. So, the people... Is this telling... I did trying to tell us here, right, that people buy characters for this game and they just fucking full send into the lobby. Don't look at anything. Don't look at the character's abilities, nothing like that. Just press the key on the keyboard. Buy, purchase, get me in game. Don't want to look at anything, you know? Fucking hell, dude. That's genuinely bizarre. Where's gaming at now? Like, it's genuinely like a household activity, you know? Like, it's ingrained into the human mind at this point, you know? There are people legit buying characters and not even looking at what they do, what their existence is, what the loadout is, when the loadout is literally next to, it's in the menu, it's there, you know, you can see the fucking thing when you pick the character, you know? But no, people are just completely bypassing that. Oh, that's my mistake, you know? Fucking hell, dude. It's insane. It's actually insane. Giving these items and add-ons to newly unlocked characters allows us to highlight the basics of a character's kit, giving players something to use in their first few trials. Okay. So they're going to be curated then, the items. But you're saying this, so you're saying giving these items and add-ons to newly unlocked characters allows us to highlight the basics of a character's kit, but apparently according to this, they're not even fucking looking at it, mate. So doing this is in vain, because these people will not see this shit, you know? According to that last sentence, it's not always clear that they should check a newly unlocked character's loadout. Fucking hell, dude. That's just actually baffling. Unhook spam prevention. Here we go. This is going to be the thing, innit, where you have to full commit now. When you go for the hook, you can't bait anymore, I don't think. Each survivor can attempt to unhook another survivor 3 times. No, you can. On the next attempt, they cannot cancel this interaction. Yeah. But you only do it... You've got somebody on the hook. There's only... Yeah, and it's each survivor as well, so it's not even... Because if you've got 2 survivors on each side, which is when the hook bait comes into play, it's not going to make a difference there. Each survivor's individual unhook attempt count resets when the hook survivor exits the hook state. Yeah, so they can just keep doing it. Nah, it's fine. Yeah. I thought it was going to be a case of you have to full commit, so there's going to be no baiting in the end game. But even then, like, it doesn't interfere with the whole bait and hook situation, so... Unless they literally fuck it up massively. Although... Yeah, if they backfire on the save, actually, this can fuck you over. Because you have 3 attempts to do it. If you run in, bait, mistime it because you're not on comms with the other survivor, you get hit, run off, heal. That's probably going to be your last attempt, because if you bait then, that'll be 2 times you've tried. And then the next one you're going to get locked into saving, depending on what the other survivor's doing. But I mean, if it does take you that long, you probably don't deserve to get that unhooked, to be fair. Yeah, there it is. It's not lost on us that unhooking can be used by survivors to grief others. While we know there can be strategic reasons to cancel an unhook, there isn't something that should be occurring over and over. By setting a limit to this action before it becomes uninterruptible, our goal is to ensure well-meaning players have the flexibility to change their tactics on the fly, while also preventing others from using this action for grieving purposes, yeah. I think that's probably good, actually. By the situation I've just mentioned, yeah. Is what it is. Cuts out dickhead behaviour, so... Good. Improve skill check safety net. What the fuck is this now? Add an additional window of time in which a skill check will be nullified when letting go of an action, whereas... right, okay, so you won't get the gen explosions anymore. Don't know about that one. We've all been there, yeah, because it's part of the game. You get off a generator just a fraction too late and boom, yeah, because it's part of the game. You trigger a failed skill check, yep, it's part of the game that you've designed. As a result of your feedback, we've added a slightly extended grace period for letting go of generators and healing actions. What do you mean by grace period? Animation lock? You don't reduce the frustration of a rogue skill check alerting the killer. Without being so generous that you can be careless with your actions. Yeah. But you can be though, because you know you're never going to get gen triggered anymore when you take off when you let go of a gen. So yeah, that 10% regression that you can get as a bit of a bonus if you scare a survivor off a generator, that's gone. That's all that did. So that's probably going to be the first negative of the patch notes for me personally, I think. I don't see why we're removing this shit. Like, it exists. If you happen to get a skill check in the time when you let off a generator, hard luck. But, you know, more coddling. Oh, fucking hell. Right, I've only just started maining this killer. Killer updates. The Houndmaster. Decreased dog chase command vault speed. Right, so that probably means... Here we go, boys, we're off. That probably means that she can't use it at windows anymore to grab people when they vault in front of her. Based on this is what I'm taking this as. Which is a big fucking nerf to the power, actually. Because a lot of the times when the survivor vaulted in front of you, you could capitalise on that and grab them with the dog. There was already a very small window where you had to actually perfectly time the dog when they went towards the window to actually get the grab when they vault through it, unless you're breathing down the neck, and if you are breathing down the neck you could just M1 them anyway, so there was nothing wrong with that. the small window, if you mistime the dog even slightly, the dog would just go past the survivor anyway when they move either left or right after vaulting the window. So there was nothing wrong with that, so that's just a nerf for no reason. Increased blood point rewards for all devious scoring events. Okay, we're going to be getting more cash money though, apparently, for some reason. So let's hear their fantastic 200 IQ reasoning behind this. Dev note, when vaulting, Snug feels a little fast given how his animation plays out. This can feel off and leave survivors with very little time to react because they made the mistake in the first place and should be punished for it. We've decreased Snug's vault speed slightly to better match his animation, while giving survivors a little more flexibility while being chased around pallets. More room for error, more room for mistakes, less room for the killer to capitalise. We've also seen your feedback about the Houndmaster's blood point rewards need a little buff. We doubled the reward values of a deviousness scoring points, yeah. Yeah, it's just a nerf. Straight nerf. There was nothing wrong with this. If you're... Basically, this was a killer skill situation where you had to perfectly time the dog. If you perfectly timed the dog, you would get that grab and you would be rewarded for it. You're not going to be able to do that now. You just removed it. Survivors can now just fucking run to the window. If they're outside of M1 range, they can also bait the dog as well by also, when she whistles to send the dog out, they can move left or right and then you won't get the hit. It's more shit, like, they can just fucking vault in front of you now without any sort of drawback. There you go, it is what it is. Status effects updates, haste and hindered stacking, apparently. Hindered has always been universally shit every time I've seen it, but, you know, we'll see. Haste no longer stacks with other haste effects, good. Hindered no longer stacks with other hindered effects. Good. Never used it anyway. Updated status effect widgets to display current haste and hindered values. I'm disabling the game options, yep. Updated selects perk descriptions to change base movement speed adjustments to haste or hindered effects. Okay. Introduced small buffs to perks which previously relied on stacking. Excellent, we haven't mentioned any of them. Why do I have a feeling made for this is going to be one of these? The perk that makes the ghoul a fucking nightmare to play as. Or Deathslinger as well, actually. Because they basically get rewarded by moving at the same move speed as you for being hit. Time will tell. Historically, stacking status effects like hindered, haste and hindered, as well as base movement speed changes has led to circumstances where certain perk combos made for this plus hope. Ooh, hello, did we play this video game? Ended up far more powerful than intended. Yes, it fucking did. And how long was that in the game for? Do we remember that, boys? Around the time when Singularity was released, at the very beginning, when we had Gabriel, and the end game with Made for This plus Hope, survivors were physically fucking uncatchable unless you had a ranged ability. How long was that in the game for, boys? 6 to 7 months, was it? Before that got turned off. By streamlining these effects, you'll only ever move as fast or as slow as the highest haste or hindered effect currently active. Note the highest value of these two effects will still interact with each other. Our intention is to limit instances of overtuned combos while making their effects easy to understand, especially as we welcome new players to the fog. See this here, boys, this right here, this last sentence. This is because FNAF's coming. That's what this is. This is us getting our arse in gear for the massive chapter that's coming. We couldn't be arsed doing this up until now, but because FNAF is a month away, now we're starting to address issues. Stay tuned for the PTB patch notes for an overview of the perks. Yeah, that's just what they said at the beginning. Perk updates, Pentimento. Here comes the nerf, boys. That's all this this is all this could be. Pentimento, even though it's a Herx. It's a Hex, so it's automatically dog shit. I've never ran this, even though everybody thinks it's meta. Nah, dog shit. The only time I've ever ran this was it was cleansed within 30 to 40 seconds, and there are far more impactful things that aren't hexes that you could be running. Even fucking pain res, to be honest, is in its fucking is in the camp of that, to be honest, and pain res is dog shit as well. Change: when a totem is rekindled, survivors' healing and repair speeds are reduced. That's the same effect, or are we just combining that now? So that's a buff. If we're combining it based on the first totem, healing and repair speeds. It used to be repair speeds, then healing, then gate speeds, then... No, 4 was gate speeds. Can't remember what 3 was. Healing speed's number 2. I don't know what number 3 was. And 5 was it just blocked everything. Because if you let Impedimento get to 5, then you deserve to have it fucking locked, to be honest. With how easy it is to get rid of hexes. Effect is increased for each additional rekindled totem. Oh, okay. Wow. Need to see the percentages, they've not listed it, but... So they put everything, they put healing and repair speeds on every totem or token in this instance you'd get when you rekindle things. We've combined the first 2. If all 5 totems are rekindled simultaneously, all totems are permanently blocked by the end. So, wow, okay. I would not have said we were buffing it. That is actually a buff. Change: survivors cursed by this perk see rekindled totems' auras within a small radius. Fucking hell, dude. Do they know what hex perks are? Seriously. Right, let me just lay it out for you boys, because I know this sounds like I'm being unjust here, considering they've just put all the tokens in one, you know, every time you rekindle it you get the effect straight away, right? So, hex totems. Imagine you're designing a video game where you implement a mechanic known as hexes, where the entire existence of this mechanic hinges on the survivors not finding it, and also the gamble of power of running these perks and having some sort of strong effect. Bear in mind, 90% of hex perks are utter fucking dog shit that don't do anything whatsoever, which is why none of them are run anyway, regardless of them being a hex, right? Imagine you're designing that game and then you turn around and say this perk and this mechanic that is supposed to be hidden and thrives on being hidden for as long as possible. We just show it to survivors now. Just show it to them. There it is. Get rid of it. Remove this entire player's build by holding M1 on it for, what, 10 seconds, is it? Yeah, get rid of it. Too problematic, you know? Let me just bring your attention to the new ghoul perk. Okay, there is a hex, and this is what I'm talking about when I say behaviour don't understand what hexes are and why they're actually all dog shit. The ghoul's new perk, Nothing But Misery, it's called, Hex Nothing But Misery. This hex perk will activate after you've hit survivors 8 times, right, with a basic attack. What is your reward for that? Whenever you hit survivors after hitting them 8 times, they are slowed by 5% for the duration of your weapon wipe animation. Survivors can remove that. After you've hit survivors 8 times, they can remove that. What's the reward? 5% hindered for the duration of your weapon wipe animation, which basically puts them at, essentially, pixels closer to you as they would have been if you weren't running this perk. You know, the slightest little bit of difference, that's what that gets you. Because I tried it on Houndmaster, didn't fucking notice anything. That's an X perk, you can remove that. There you go, there goes the perk, see ya. Fucking insane. So PENTI's now dog shit. That's yet another nerf to gen defense. Change: PENTI no longer reduces recovery speed from being downed or gate opening speed. Oh, at least we've got that then. They get it shown to him anyway, so it doesn't really matter, does it? To be fair. This is coupled on top of the fact as well that once you've played this game for about 100 hours or so and you actually know maps decently well, you know where totem spawns are anyway. So the totems are only going to be in one place where, you know, you'll know where they are, which is why hex totems are just shit anyway. Because once you've got barely experienced players, they're going to know where totem spawns are. So it is what it is. But as I say, never ran hex perks anyway, never ran Pentimento, never ran Plaything, never ran any of those kinds of things, because I'm a strong believer that this is just utter dog shit. And it's like placebo with a lot of people, I think, that because I've played against Pentimento as Survivor, and I've done gens through Pentimento without giving a shit about it. It just doesn't do anything. Not anything that's impactful anyway. You could easily get away with Penti not being a hex, honestly. Have it based around hooking individual survivors, the same way it is for pain res. That'd actually be a viable effect, actually, I think. In each individual survivor you get a token, and it'd decrease the gen speed on the first one, then decrease the healing the way it is now, or the way it's being changed from. You get bonuses for hooking each individual survivor, so you prioritise going for different chases. I'd probably run it then, but I wouldn't run it while it's a hex. Dog shit. There you go. It's no secret, this is what the devs say, it's no secret that Hex Pentamento's repair speed debuff is the strongest effect on main draw. Yeah, but it's not that great. With this change we've moved away from giving the full power of this debuff at one totem. I read that but I didn't internalise it. With this change we've moved away from giving the full power of this debuff at one totem. No, you haven't. What? With this change, we've moved away from giving the full power of this debuff at one totem. When a totem is rekindled, survivors' healing and repair speeds are reduced. So what's that then? When a totem is rekindled, the first one, I assume, survivors' healing and repair speeds are reduced. That's the first two tokens of Pentimento before the nerf. That sentence is literally the first two tokens. With this change, we've moved away from giving the full power of this debuff at one totem. There's got to be something I'm reading wrong here, or otherwise that doesn't make any sense. Because you've literally stated there, when a totem is rekindled, survivors' healing and repair speeds are reduced. That's the first two tokens of Penti stacked onto one totem when it's rekindled. That's when you walk up to a white outline totem that's been destroyed, you press it, you know, light it, that kind of thing, rekindled. You get survivors' healing and repair speeds are reduced. The first two tokens. What it is right now is when a totem is rekindled, you would get repair speeds. That's it. You won't get the healing, you get repair speeds. With this change, we've moved away from giving the full power of this debuff at one totem. Unless they're referring to and just basically acknowledging that people only run this for the gen defense one at one totem, which is what they mean, the full power. Just acknowledging that the rest of it's dog shit, which is correct. But it's still not right, it's still incorrect anyway, because you're still giving them the repair speeds. Whatever. I don't fucking know, dude. Like, you're still giving them repair speeds, which is what people use this for. Instead, gradually increasing healing and repair debuffs give this effect a more gradual power curve. But they're still getting the repair speed at the beginning. The main reason, the full power of the debuff, which is what people are using it for. Unless this is like 1% now, which it probably is actually thinking about it. This preserves its focus on slowing survivor progression without being too dominant at one totem. It's not too dominant at one totem. You have to find one hex totem, that's not hard. Hex totems are just the fucking spoon-fed, mate. You can literally spawn into a trial and it spawns next to survivors. People have posted this shit on social media of it happening. You know, like people, you'll get survivors spawning into maps as the camera rotates and it's there, the hex totem, just gifted to them. It's not hard to find one totem. It really isn't. As for our reading, our goal is to help support solo players who don't have the benefit of teammates to help with totem callouts, but you've just buffed Swift, basically. Well, you're not even really buff Swift, to be honest. You can't even buff Swift. It's that strong. There is just showing people where it is. No, even worse. Wow. Okay, that ended abruptly. Well, there you go. Right. Okay, so we've. Right. Okay, so we've attacked Houndmaster, we've attacked PENTI. We had a slight win, because we acknowledged this absolute dogshit that just, yeah, existed for 6 months too long from the release of Gabriel. Unhook spam prevention, good. Improved skill check safety net, not good. Pre-equipped items and add-ons, good. But this was just fucking amazing, dude. I'm still not over this. I'm really not. It's the same thing, dude, as like playing like Marvel Rivals, and you just like you see Spider-Man and you think, yeah, there's Spider-Man. I like Spider-Man. Just pick him and just don't even look at his abilities. Don't look at fucking anything. Don't look at anything he does. Just lock him in, boot into the game, and then be completely clueless in the game because you don't know how to play him, and then they cater to it here, you know, that kind of thing. I can't wrap my head around that. Oh, we've got people legit, like, locking in characters, killers, survivors. Less so for survivors, because obviously survivors are just reskins. But even so, even on survivor, you're just picking the survivor you like and then not even looking at the perks, not even looking at what the items are, all that kind of stuff, not even clicking the loadout tab, which is what this is implying, and just booting into the game. That's fucking insane, that, to be honest. Just makes me laugh. I can't wrap my head around it, how people like that actually exist. It doesn't make any sense to me. The first thing I do whenever I'm new to a game, dude, is I look at the characters. Granted, I'll probably gravitate towards the one that I think looks the coolest, but then I will look at what the character actually does, you know? I will look at the abilities then, and then I'll decide if I'm actually going to play that character. If it's a bit complex, or if it's not my playstyle or anything like that, I'll then look for the next character that I think's cool, you know, and then I'll look at them, you know. Like, I don't just impulsively boot into the game, see something like Dredge, and think, oh, fucking yes! Just instantly boot this in, don't even look at anything, don't look at the abilities, don't look at the fucking perks, don't look at the characters' power, whatever, don't do it. None of that exists. Get in there, you know. And then we have a shit experience because we don't even know that this killer can teleport to lockers or something like that, you know. That's so fucking funny, dude. Anyway, I'll be sat here all day laughing at that, but yeah. I have to see what this is. As I say, I didn't say it when I was reading through it, but we kind of started out where we were making less clutter. But then we sort of gave the impression that there is fucking loads of clutter coming. I don't know. We'll obviously have to see how that goes, but yeah. Not the spiciest, but there you go. That's going to be the review. See you in the next one, boys.